have a great, well, I wouldn't say great, very good offensive line with a great offensive lineman.
Yeah.
They've got a solid enough defense.
And if they that's going to get better, too.
And if they get a good quarterback, you get to throw to Josh Gordon and Kenny Stills.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Not to mention, they've also got another first-round pick right there.
They got two. They got number 1 and number 4.
Yeah.
The smart thing to do would be say, sorry, Duke Johnson, but we're going to go with Saquon Barkley. That would be the smart thing to do.
They could still potentially trade back on either pick if they're not sold on Rosen. But what I'm hearing is they are.
See, I actually heard the opposite, that they'd be willing to trade away a bunch of picks to move up to number 2 and take the first 2 picks.
Huh. They could. They have so many picks.
Yes.
They, I was early in my prediction that they'd take a step this year, but I still think
next year they're winning the Super Bowl.
They are in prime position to become not only good, but like a potential dynasty. I know that's crazy talk with the Browns. I know. But
it's too bad they wasted Joe Thomas.
Yeah, when you look at the numbers and when you look at what they have already, they could. If a quarterback pans out for them, watch out.
They're expecting something big when they're like, Alex Mack, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Like, what? But yeah, no. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Browns move up, take Saquon Barkley and Josh Rosen. I wouldn't be surprised.
And they were within 4 of the Steelers. And I think the last time they played the Steelers,
they took them overtime.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the Steelers are a NFC.
They got a bye week.
AFC title favorite.
They have a bye week this week in the playoffs.
Yeah. And you can say the Steelers didn't put their best foot forward, but they were still playing because they wanted to get the number 1 seed. They were hoping New England was going to lose. So once that became,
you also don't want to be the team that loses to the 0-15 Browns.
That's true. So they didn't rest their starters though. I don't think, or maybe they might have rested 1 or 2, but it wasn't like it was an uncompetitive Steelers team coming out there.
Right.
So they could, if they get a legit quarterback, then watch out. What else we got? We got
the Falcons 22, Panthers 10. Did not look good for a team that's fighting for a playoff spot.
The Falcons looked fine. The Panthers looked real bad.
Yeah.
And now it's Panthers Saints in the thing in the first round, which should be really interesting.
I think they split the season series.
I think they did. So, and it's a divisional game.
And actually, I think
their third divisional game. So that's gonna be a really fun game to watch.
If I'm not wrong, I think the Panthers beat the Saints in New Orleans, and the Saints beat the Panthers in Carolina.
You could be right. You could be very right.
Do you know what it is though? If only Diddy were the owner, they'd have Colin Kaepernick, and the ship would be righted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
We're going to move on. In the biggest upset of the week, knocking a team out of the playoffs and putting another team in, we have the Bengals 31, Ravens 27.
Bills fans have already donated over $100,000 to Andy Dalton's charity, thanking him for being a Ravens.
When this story first broke about that, the source that I had seen must have had their numbers wrong, because it was like over 400 fans had donated over 40-some thousand. What it had said was 4 million Bills fans had donated over 40 million. I'm like, that's crazy. Wow.
I think my number's old, so it could very well be like up toward like 1 million now. But
yeah.
But Bills fans, I'm sure, are rejoicing. This is their first playoff appearance in 17 years.
I'm kind of disappointed that Dan Beebe and Chuckles aren't
I know, to I don't know, rub it in my face as a Jets fan probably. But
But really quickly, with the Bills, how many other teams do you think you're ever going to see who are actively trying to fail make the playoffs? They're like, okay, we don't want to make the playoffs this year. We want to rebuild. So we're going to get rid of Sammy Watkins. Not only are we going to get rid of Sammy Watkins, we're also going to get rid of what's his name, Robert Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got some other people, we'll keep for a little bit. Then we're going to get rid of Marcel Darius. And then we're sure to lose many games. And then you can visibly see Sean McVay on the sideline after LaShawn McCoy breaks a big run, snapping a clipboard over his leg.
Yeah, somehow they are in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to beat the Jaguars.
Listen, I'm going to say it right now. My prediction, Vikings beat the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. That is my prediction.
You think the Jaguars are going to take the AFC?
I think so. And here's why. Their biggest competition is the Patriots, right?
And Steelers.
Right. But the Patriots, what do they do not so well against? Good offenses. I mean, have you seen Leonard Fournette?
Yeah, that's true.
And then what? The Patriots don't play well against good defenses. Well, now they're playing a top 3 defense.
Yeah. I mean, the Jaguars defense, I will, if they face the Patriots, I will salivate watching that game because they're going to hit Brady and they are going to hit him a lot and he's going to be playing scared.
I want that game to happen. And I want to have all of you guys over. And we will have a great time watching, the Jaguars just knock Tom Brady silly. Because I still think Tom Brady's injured. I don't think he's fully healthy.
I think he is. All right, what else we got?
Next, we have the Buccaneers upsetting the Saints 31-24. Crazy.
Yeah, that was the Saints B team.
Speaking of B teams, we got the Titans 15, Jaguars 10.
Yeah, I was the Jaguars. Oh yeah, they were just resting really because they didn't have anything to. Well, actually, wait, did their starters play? Because they could have kept the Titans out of the playoffs if they had won.
I don't think they really cared who was in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think they were just trying to rest some of their guys. I don't think Fournette played. I could be wrong.
I think Chris Ivory got a bulk of the carries. I didn't get to watch the game.
Yeah, Fournette played, then he played very little because he's been nursing some injuries.
I mean, if he wouldn't play in the bowl game for LSU, do you think he's really going to play in this game? Like, it's even more meaningless.
Yeah,
than that bowl game.
Yeah, I think that was a B squad mostly. What else?
Next game, let me ask you a question before I give the score. Debut game, 284 yards, 1 interception. How does that sound for a rookie quarterback?
It doesn't sound bad.
That's what Pat Mahomes put up against the Broncos in a 27-24 victory. I mean, the Broncos have been bad lately, but that secondary is still ball hawk.
Yeah, it is. It's not a bad performance. Was the Broncos... Were their starters out, do you think? Or do you think they were...
Their starters were playing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Because they might have been doing some evaluating, too, and putting some other guys out.
Next game. Chargers 30, Raiders 10. Not very good.
That was a game just to... that was just a game to for the Chargers and Phillip Rivers to just take a dump on the Raiders' chest. Pretty funny. I don't know. The Raiders have really imploded this season. Gotta think they're gonna, take this into consideration and try and come back next season. But man, were they exposed?
Oh yeah.
Their defense is just not good.
Not at all, with the exception, of course, of Khalil Mack.
Yes,
because he is just a different kind of animal.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to the next game, this guy that you like to refer to as the truth, Jimmy G and the 49ers, 34, the Rams 13.
Jimmy G is the truth, man. I'm jealous. The Niners have their quarterback of the future, in my opinion. I'm
not using this game for any evaluation because the Rams clearly did not play.
Well, of course. But even the Rams B team was better than the 49ers A team at the beginning of the season. But Jimmy Garoppolo, I can't believe the Patriots let him go, considering Brady's kind of, getting up there. He's starting to get injured, so who knows, man? Brady might not have very much left. This could be when people fall off, especially at the quarterback position, they fall off hard. They don't.
And Brady's still putting up MVP type numbers.
Yeah, he is, and it's not his play; it's the injuries. That's what'll start stacking up because he's not an injury prone guy. He doesn't usually play many games hurt. He might have occasional nagging injuries, which you could say this Achilles is. But I've seen a lot of rupturing Achilles this season, so definitely something that they have to be worried about. But the 49ers are happy. I wish somehow the Jets could have gotten Jimmy G, but obviously the Patriots were not going to give him to us. So good for them because they're going to be a much better team going forward with their franchise QB.
Oh yeah, and I don't like that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a franchise quarterback because Tony Romo has to be the best quarterback to ever come from Eastern Illinois. Like, that should be a law, like mandate.
Oh, okay.
That Tony Romo has to be the best quarterback to come from that school. But I do wish Jimmy Garoppolo luck now that he's not a Patriot.
Yeah, exactly.
We got one more game here.
He only became the truth in my mind once he was no longer a Patriot.
Yeah.
Before then, I was living in fear and denial.
One more game here. We got the Cardinals 26, Seahawks 24. It's got to be embarrassing. Big stuff coming out of the Cardinals. Carson Palmer retired.
Yeah.
Makes me sad. I remember seeing him play at USC. It's terrible when you can remember people playing in college and now they're retiring.
Yeah.
Unless it's like
odd.
Unless it's like because they retired after like 3 years. Like we were trying to remember the name of the guy who is the grad student at MIT, John Urschel. Yeah. Like, he retired after 4 years in the NFL. Like, that doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, O-linemen and running backs, I'm much more used to than quarterbacks.
No, he's like, nah, man, screw this CTE crap.
Yeah. Then you literally said
I go to MIT.
Like that. Yeah. Then you said something just like that.
So now I just have a couple of quick questions. Browns go 0-16. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. We kind of discussed them. I don't know. I think they've got better things in store, but
do you think it's bad for the NFL to have a team go 0-16, or do you think it's good? How could it be good? That was a bad question.
I don't think there's any way it could be good. You want more teams to be competitive.
Yeah, well, clearly the NFL doesn't. When you got guys like Goodell running crap, like allowing these stupid suspensions to go on. The Bills make the playoffs. What do you think about that as a Jets fan? Good
honestly,
for them.
Yeah, it's not like
they beat the Jets out for the last spot.
Yeah. I mean, kind of annoyed because they beat us out they ruined our playoff chances like 2 years ago. But I'm sure Bills fans are happy. First time in 17 years, so that's got to feel good.
This just in: Albany loses to Hartford 72-64.
Yikes.
Like, I don't even understand how that happens. It's crazy. Like, you play within 4 of Louisville. You give Memphis, a tough time.
You beat Canisius.
Yeah, you beat Canisius. You lose 3 games out of 13. And then at home, conference opener, you lose to Hartford, who's been a doormat.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this team's not as good as we thought, or maybe this is just some early season growing pains.
Well,
it's not that early in the season anymore.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, we're 14 games in. So